Charlotte. I'm married to me stand. Find y'all for done, turn face to the east. You'll say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. You can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 8 through 13. Abanaw, Shabbat Shema, Kodash, Hayat, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwaka, Daba'a, Razaka, Hayat, Aisha, Barakazah, Kawa, Hayat, Bashemai, the Thundernaw, Lacham, Ko, Yawam, Wasalaklanau, Kabawatinaw, Kasalaknaw, Kabawatinaw, Wala'at, Dabiano, Panasawam, Bo, Hamashanaw, Mayan, Rad, Kaya, Ka, Amlakwa, Wa'al, Wa'ata Parat, Laulam, Namas.
In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day, our daily bread, and forgive us of our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not to temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the evening. Asha, Ayan, Ahahari, Mayan, Yaba'a, Azar, Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemai, Barak, Ayatan, Lamuat, Go, Al-Yanamon, Shamak, Anna, La'a, Yanamon, Wala'a, Yayusha, Shawamah, Yashal, Yahweh, Shamak, Yahweh, Tazok, Aliyah, Yam, Yawamam, Ashmat, La'a, Yakika, Warak, Layala, Yahweh, Yashamak, Korah, Yashamak, Atnapash, Yahweh, Yashamak, Tazat, Wabuak, Bait, Why, Naulon.
In English, I will lift up mine eyes.
Unto
the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord. Which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth thee shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day.
Nor
the moon by night.
The
Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out. And thy coming in. From this time forth. And even forevermore.
Prepare for the power when evil. It's like prepare for the power when evil. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Baruch Shah. The Thundernaw. The Ka. La'Rafa'ah. Call Mathalah. Call Matawah. The Ka. Latahar. Amatazar. The Ka. Lahaki. Hamathi. The Ka. Arakawah. Atma'al. The Garson. Bashem Yahushua. Waraman.
In English, Yahweh. In the name of
Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
The
power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Pray to bless Israel and evil. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Barak Lanau. Wayashal. Wabayat. Sapari. Barak. Rapa'ah. Magan. At this time, you can say the name of a loved one once. Everyone repeats that name once. If you're following us on social media, you can type in the name of a loved one. We'll send the prayers up with you.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai.
The angel.
The angel.
The
general.
Captain.
The
officer.
The troopers.
The students.
The sisters.
The children. All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Israelite School UPK.
Israelite School UPK.
ISUK Minnesota.
ISUK Minnesota.
Kudas Zion.
Tarak.
Amagabar.
Kanagabar.
Tawan
Yala. Officer Makadi. Kunayala. Yakudash. Tawala. Shagariya. Bariah.
All of Israel.
Sapara. Israelite School UPK. UPK Reds. UPK Minnesota. UPK Milwaukee. UPK Chicago. Benjamin. Jamin. Rockefeller. Annalie. McIntosh family. Raphael. All of Israel.
Rakawana. You got it.
Bashim Yahushua. Dwaraman.
In English, Lord, name Yahushua. Bless us in Yasha'Allah. In the school. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. Love
One.
In the name of Yahushua. Thank you.
So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Allahayim. Adam Yalaka. Alta Karash. Alta Shquat. Oh. Kiyahana. Babika. Yam Yuwan. Rash. Alamaka. Yawyam. Sawad. Wayata Yatazwa. Altazwa Pandika. Amaru. Lakawa. Wakakidam. Magali. Wala Ayazakar. Shamya Sha'ala. Iwad. Kaya. Nawatazu. Labat. Yakarbu. Ayaka. Baryat. Yakarafu. Ahali. Arawam. Waya Shemai Al-Yam. Mawaba. Bagari. Bo. Amwan. Mamalak. Palashak. Amishab. Tazawu. Gamashawu. Nalawa. Imam. Aywa. Zarwa. Tabani Lawa. Salat. Aisha Laham. Tamadi. Kasiya Sara'at. Kayabim. Banakho. Uyashwan. Nashamabu. Bayanda'ar. Aywa. Daman. Ladam. Shatam. Narayamaw. Karab. Wakiza'ab. Wakizabak. Wakizormanah. Bauna Siyakam. Ashar. Amal. Nairashak. Nanwat. Nawat. Alahayat. Shatam. Gogla. Ka'ak. Kakwash. Lafanya Rauka. Ka'ash. Sabari Yair. Wakalab. Talahat. Maryam. Kantardak. Basarika. Basawapatka. Tabalam. Mala'at. Panyaham. Walawan. Wayabakwashu. Shamkat. Yahweh. Yabashu. Wayabahaw. Ayai. Wayakaparu. Wayabaru. Wayadairu. Yata. Shamkat. Yahweh. Tabarka. Ayuwan.
In English, keep not thy silence.
Oh
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Not that peace.
Be not still.
Be not still.
Oh Yahweh. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult. They that hate thee. And lift up the head. And have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden one. They have said, come, let's cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Yasharallah may be no more in remembrance. But they have consulted together. With one consent. They are confederate against the tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Of Moab. And the Hagarim. The Baal. And Ammon. And Amalek. The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Doing to them as unto the Midianites. As the sister. As the Jabin. At the brook of Kison. Which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Making nobles like a rig. And like Zeid. Yea. All the princes as Zabah. And as the moon. Who said, let's take to ourselves the house of Yahweh in possession. Oh, my power. Make it like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. As the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy temper. And make them afraid with thy storm. Till their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name. O Lord, let us be confounded in trouble forever. Yea, let us be put to shame. Put to shame and perish. That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us. Thy prophets. And teachers. Princes. Priests. The Israelite brothers. In the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose. The church of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. Into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses. Punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nations. And the drug. The courses. And princesses. Planned Parenthood. All the governments of our enemy. Amalek synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinhead. Positive ties. The gay movement. Lesbian. Spies. Works of witchcraft. Nazi space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. Cable access channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit. Of any of thy people. That seek to stop. And bring swift destruction. To all the heathen. Stand in the way. Try to stop. Broadcast your word. Not the planet Earth. Let loose all the plague. Cause to go to and fro. Through the earth and consume. Let the place shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh shine. Michael and Gabriel. Come down to flying saucer. Punish all the heathen. That come up against us. As you speak thy word. Cause we know about all. As the angels have done. Cause it to spread to the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Make you always. So be it.
So to the folks. You shall be seated.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Al Shai Brakatham to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar. Allah Bashim Al Shai to the sisters. How y'all doing? I came Minnesota with the Sabbath service. All right. We are now in a new chapter, getting closer to the chapters that I really want to get into, the 30s. But right now we are in chapter 24. All right. 24. Yeah, 20, that's right. All right. Let me see here. Yeah. chapter 24. I'm sure a lot of great things is going to come out. So we are going to get into 7 verses, and then we are going to get into the topic. All right, in the English. You may begin. Go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 1.
Share the class as well. Bob Bashar. Salam.
Wiyahaya. The Bar Yahweh. Aliyah. Bashna. Katashiayash. It's like Katashiaita. Bakhdash. Aishiaria. Baishwa. Lakhdash. Lama. Verse 2. Banadan. Kathablaka. Athsham. Paywan. Athaitazon. Haywan. Hazak. Samak. Malak Baba. Yorawa Shalom. Baitazon. Haywan. Hazak. Verse 3. Wamashah. All Bayath Mamar. It's like all Bayath Mamar. Mashah. Wamarak. Al Yaham. Kaha. Amar. Adanya. Yahweh. Shabbat. Hasiyah. Shabbat. Wagam Atazak. Wagam Yatazak. Bawa. Mayom. Verse 4. Asak. Nathkiyah. Al Yahab. Call Nathak. Tawab. Iraq. Wakathak. Mabkhar. Atazamyam. Mala'at. Verse 5. Mabkhar. Atazaan. Lakwa. Lakwa. Wagan. The war. Atazamyam. The Khathia. Rathak. Rathakia. Gamba Shalot. Atazamya. Bathwuka. Verse 6. Lakan. Kaha. Amar. Adanya. Yahweh. Awya. Ayar. Hadamim. Sayar. Sayar. Ashar. Halatha. Baha. Ukalatha. La. Yataza'a. Mamana. Lenathakia. Lenathakia. Hautaziya'a. La'a. Napo. Al-Ya'a. Gawra. Verse 7. Kaya. Dama. Bathuka. Haya. Al-Taziyaka. Salai. Shemathwa. La. Shepakathwa. Al-Harakaza. Lakaswa. Al-Yah. Ipa. That's the innocent.
All right, what's on Christ? All right. All right. Before we get started, if I may, for brothers and sisters that are watching, also too, a lecture is going to be started very soon at 1 p.m. To 2:30. It's going to be, of course, ISBK, Kansas City, with Officer 5000. You know what I mean? My brother, man. Man, I love this brother so much. Officer Malak, all right, out there in Kansas City. And he's going to be having a good lecture on Blacks and Hispanics and Native Americans are Israelites, all right? So that should be live streaming on Kansas City page, I believe, and maybe the St. Louis page as well, okay? Once y'all get a chance, y'all go ahead and check that out, and we will as well. We ain't going to be too long-winded with the Sabbath service, all right? But last week, man, I gotta say, last week was a very, very amazing Sabbath service. I gotta say, I think Officer Mugabar, Priest and Officer Mugabar 1000, he brought out a lot of good points last week about the lewdness, and it kind of gave you now but chapter 24 is going to get more into just how much of rebellious children we are as Israel. All right. And when I say we, I mean as a nation, not us and the ISUPK. But there was a lot of great points brought out from last week. All right. And I just want to mention just a few things. So last week when we went into let's see, which verse was that? Verse 47, right? Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 47.
That's exactly what I was, yeah.
You looking at too?
Okay.
Yeah, you see that. There you go. One body. When it says, and the company shall stone them with stones, and dispatch them with their swords, they shall slay their sons and their daughters, and their daughters, and burn up their house with fire. Once again, like the points that the brother brought out last week was so heavy because that's literally what's happening today, in a metaphor sense, and the actual physical sense as well. Halloween was just around the corner. Just what, last week? That was last week, right? Let me see. That was actually, well, yeah. Well, no, actually that was technically this week, this Monday. All right. So this Monday of this week was a whole lot of BS, and some kids were hospitalized, by the way, and a lot of people, shit, Salaka, even the heathens died. It's Halloween. You saw that? Yeah. I said, damn. I was like, good night. The heathens died.
I've been trying to tell you.
The heathens died, but now the Lord don't care about the heathens, right? But that should give you a clear example of why Halloween is not a holiday to celebrate. It's not for you. Now, my question is too, right? It's like you burn too.
Because we get the French sense.
Okay. All right. God, hey, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. But no, it smells good. But no, it's too wild. I'll make it. But no, the point that I was making is like the heathens got a judgment, and so did Israel too. A lot of kids were hospitalized because of the lace candy. They had drugs in the candy. There are people out there who desire to hurt other people. All right. A lot of people say hurt people to a certain extent, but there are just evil ass people, all right, who no one hurt them. They're just born to do evil. That's it. All right. They just want to do evil because they have a pleasure about it. All right. Serial killers do what they do because there's a pleasure behind it. I hope you understand that. That's why that lets you know that there's a demon possession going on. Also, too, if you are a wholehearted Christian, right, and you know Halloween is a day of just pretty much, it gives you the example of evilness, wickedness. How can you say that you are a man of God, but you celebrate Halloween?
Right.
With all the all the history of Halloween. And really, you don't even have to get into the history of Halloween to know what it is. You see it, it's in your face. It's been around for generations and generations, but you're a Christian, but you celebrate Halloween. That doesn't make sense. You say, oh, F the devil, right? You say F the devil, Satan is a lie and all this other stuff, but you dress up as a devil or a devil nurse. You know what I mean? A devil itself. It's a contradiction. In the ISUPK, we don't dress up for Halloween. All right. Now, a lot of people outside the world, in the world, may think that our garments, our costumes itself, it's not. But my thing is, though, if we were dressing up, just know that we look better than what you got on. Understand that. What we got on is way more glorious than what you got on. Because you want to dress up as Joker. You want to dress up as Freddy Krueger. I believe the backstory is he's supposed to be like a child molester.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was talking to a few other people. That was like, that's what they said at first, but that's not really his origin story. Like, I ain't trying to hear all that. Freddy Krueger is a child molester, all right? Jason and Michael Myers, like, come on, man. Pennywise, he's after kids. That's right. A little strange.
Right.
But he's not after no adults. He just after the kids. Only the kids are dying, not the adults. Like, come on, man. That's weird. Come on. Like, pay attention. All right? And censor what your children is watching, please.
Right.
Please censor what your children are watching, what they are doing at all times. Censor their phones, if they have phones, their tablets, everything. The conversations they have with other children, the children that they are around, the adults that they are around, censor everything. All right, because there are demons on anybody. I'm just like, there could be demons on anybody that can attack your children in plain sight. You can't trust everybody. A family and friend, you got to be very careful. Yes, they're your family, your friend, but some people can go off. You got to be careful. Right. People can go off. So you just got to, you gotta really pay attention and check that spirit. All right. And check your spirit too. Because if you off your square, you won't see what's coming. All right. So stay alert, stay aware. But anyway, our children, the sons and daughters of Israel, are being eaten up by the oppressor, being eaten up by the other nations. And that's really what that precept is saying in a nutshell. Okay. I've talked enough about it, unless you just want to say something about just that precept alone, if you want to, and then we go ahead and go to 24.
It's like we were getting into last week, how relevant this is. Because again, if you look at what that passage says, that's exactly what happened with any interaction from the colonizers on Native Indian land. Anytime they came across one of our villages, burnt everything down, killed everybody, drove us off. That's what happened in was it Paradise Valley, Black Bottom, Detroit. That's what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Roseville, Florida. That was Punch Bowl, Trail of Tears, like all that. Like they destroy us and then hold themselves not guilty. Like people don't ever talk about that, and when they do bring it up, it's get over it. All right, so just keep that same energy. Keep that same energy with 9/11. Keep that same energy with the so-called Holocaust. Keep that same energy all across the board with everybody else that got complaints against oppressors beating them down and killing their people.
Right.
Keep that same energy across the board. Because it's not happening today, right? Listen, keep that same energy with Ukraine. Who cares? That happened yesterday. No sweat. Fine. It's over, right? It's in the past. It's literally in the past now. Now, it might happen today. Tomorrow, you better get over it. Cry for him today when it happens. Tomorrow, you better dry your tears and get over that. We're talking about not even isolated incidents so much with these other nations going through that oppression. Now, Africans, in the continent of Africa, tribes that are banging against each other, that's literally Hamite on Hamite activity. They're not being oppressed by Edomites. They're not being oppressed by Moabites. That's Africans beating each other up. That's what that is. All the different. Well, I can't remember the name of the two tribes, but it was one of the things that kind of led up to not the whole Rwanda thing, I don't think, but there was one tribe that hated the other tribe, whether it was propagated by a devil or not. That was African on African crime. Let them deal with that. We're talking about a group of people, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, who have been deliberately hurt by other people, other nations. Right. We ain't talking about black on black crime no more.
Right.
We ain't talking about Hispanic on Hispanic crime no more, Native on Native crime no more. We ain't talking about that. We're talking about acts of war by another nation, another race of people.
Right.
If these devils went over to China and did the same thing, you would recognize that.
Right.
And just because they doing it on what's their soil, heavy air quotes, that makes it all right because they conquered this land, so they can do whatever they want with the people that they own. Y'all want to act like this is supposed to be normalized now. Just get over it then. Just get over everything. Right. Don't cry about Ukraine no more. Don't cry about the Holocaust no more. Nothing. Don't cry about 9/11. If you're gonna sit there and tell us don't get over slavery, get over Black Wall Street, and then try to twist the narrative of the situation that happened in those incidences.
Right.
Try to twist the narrative of Wounded Knee.
Right.
Nah. The information's out there. Brothers got hold of it.
Right.
You can't stop this.
That's right.
So
No, that's right. And that shit, if I may. No, it's like a side joke, if I may. When you say can't stop this, it reminds me can't touch this.
Can't do that either. We will hammer dance all over this joint.
Right.
It's gonna get stupid. So
right.
We blacks and Hispanics, it's gonna get dumb.
Yeah.
It's gonna get dumb. So
hey, no, dumb in the righteous way.
For real.
no, that's funny. I love that. Yeah, I love that. But no, what I was gonna say about that, yeah, you can't stop what the Lord is going to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Also too, like I just like the idea. I like it because it's funny. It's funny for so many reasons that our oppressor is actually trying to fight the angels in space right now. I find it funny because it's like, bro, these are supernatural beings. Your weapons of warfare is not supernatural. Yeah. It's not supernatural. It's carnal. You know what I mean? And that lets you know that our oppressor don't understand the Bible.
Right.
Because the Jewish man, I gotta get on the Jewish man. The real Jews are black, by the way.
That's right.
If you did not know, now you know.
That's right.
The real Jews are black. They are not Jewish. All right. The Jewish are not real.
That's right.
They are fake.
That's right.
All right. If I took, like, for example, man, let me see something real quick. Let me see something that's on the table. What color would you say this is?
Almost like a gold color.
Almost like a gold. Let me see something else.
Gold-ish.
Gold-ish, yeah. So yeah, here we go. Right here, right? Gold-ish. This right here. This is a chalice, right? A chalice that you drink out of. It's a cup, right? It's called a chalice. And this chalice right here is not all the way gold, but it's gold-ish because it has different layers of different speckles of colors in it. Right here, this ain't gold. This is a little silver. You feel me? So I got a little sprinkle of gold around it, right? So because it's gold-ish, it's not gold all the way. It's like that plated gold too.
Right.
You feel me? That plated gold is gonna fade. You know what I mean? If it's not real gold, it's gonna fade. Okay. So if my shirt is a shade of black, but it's gonna be blackish, but not all the way black, that lets you know that the shirt's not black. It's just blackish. It's on the spectrum of black, if that makes sense, right? And then they got a whole show about it. Blackish. Yep. You know what's funny though too? They have someone who is not black at all on the show, Tracy Ellis Ross, which is Diana Ross's daughter. Her daddy is a white man, but her skin says that she's black.
Right.
But in reality, she's not because you are the seed of your father. Now, let me ask you a question. If the Jewish are the real Jews, right? Where is it in the Bible? The reason why the world is in an uproar of Kanye West and Kyrie Irving, which I just heard that Kyrie actually apologized, which I'm very surprised.
I heard something about that too.
But I gotta see it for myself. I have to see it for myself.
And if I could, with brothers like that, like that definitely shows the intense lack of brotherhood in our community. Because you had two widely recognized spokespeople who said something real heavy that could have helped lead others, back home. Because they listening to the UPK.
Right.
It could have helped other brothers come back home, other sisters come back home.
Right.
But because they got abandoned when it mattered the most, they got abandoned by their community when it mattered the most. People that supposed to have had their backs. Like where was Jay-Z to support Kanye? They supposed to be boys.
Right. Nowhere.
The money that those two got between the two of them, shit, man. If they come back home, the things that we could fix for the people, all the housing, all the debt. I ain't even talking about like student loans and things like that. But make sure that bills are paid, families are fed. get people back on an even keel.
Right.
Properly funded rehabilitation centers. The one that they got on the reservation is nigh unto a damn joke.
Mm-hmm.
They got the facility, ain't got nobody to run it.
Right.
Ain't got nobody to run. They ain't got the right treatment facilities. They ain't got the proper maintenance or the manpower to do it.
Right.
These brothers could have seriously changed something with the resources that they got. Everybody left them though. If they'd have come here, you would have had an army of brothers right behind you, supporting you every step of the way, guiding you every step of the way.
Right.
But then, you know, if that's true about Kyrie Irving, you know, Salakia for the brother, man. It's tough. I get it. When you're out there in the cold all alone, right, and all your other celebrity million and billionaire buddies ain't got your back like that, when we can shut down those arenas.
Right. But meanwhile, Kanye still hasn't apologized.
Good man.
The only thing he apologized was what he said about the whole George Floyd thing. You know what I mean? And but that's the only thing he apologized for. Kyrie should have stayed strong if that's true. All right. But otherwise, I'm gonna just say this, right? Man, it's so much to say about these things.
You got brothers with you if you want to recant that apology.
Man, you
want to take it back.
Man, it's so much to say about this because once again, the reason why the earth believes that the Jewish are the real Jews is because of the influence, right, the money, and the right, power. That's it. If Black and Hispanic people had the money and the power, we can tell you anything. Right. The thing is this, though. Black and Hispanic people are not known for being liars, deceivers.
Right.
But our oppressor is.
That's right.
That's where the term white lies come from. You never hear a black lie.
Right.
I never heard the term black lie.
No, you don't.
I always hear the term white lie. Why is that a term? Because it comes from your oppressor, who is white.
That's right.
You feel me? Amalek, who is the Jewish, are the ones who give you the lies.
That's right.
But also, too, a lot of people don't know this. You have different stocks of Jewish people as well. You have the, I don't know the names by heart, but trust me when I say this. You have different stocks of Jewish people.
Right.
You have a low class and a high class. All right. Those Jewish people who are stealing the money from Black and Hispanics in the music industry, those Black and Hispanic people are not seeing any money. Why do you think that they don't have so much control over that money? A lot of times the reason why it says their network is $2 billion is because they're investing the money into another Jewish company. It's never into Black and Hispanic communities. That's why a lot of people be like, damn, how come, they ain't doing nothing for the hood? Because their money is within the Jewish community, making them rich and making themselves poor. But when you try to invest for your own people, sometimes it becomes negative.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Diddy just bought a cannabis distribution company in New York, Illinois, and Boston. He bought a weed distribution, an all Black owned weed distribution, and that's supposed to help us. You are just going to dumb down the whole community, get us all distracted and high as we're being killed. Could you imagine the news saying there's going to be a war in Minnesota, there's going to be a war in Wisconsin, Iowa, like all the Midwest or the entire U.S., and everybody's just high?
Right.
Are you going to win the war or lose?
Right.
You cannot win a war if you are off your rocker, if you're out of your element. Y'all want to talk about outside body experience. When you're on drugs, you have an out body experience. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Man, I think the weirdest conversation that I had recently, a brother tried to tell me, I hear this a lot, right? I hear that weed, they say weed is not a drug because it comes from the earth. I told the brother, well, so does tobacco and cocaine, which is a cocoa leaf, poppy seed, poison ivy, right? I mentioned all these things, right? This Negro told me anything that you smoke, even a cigarette, is not a drug. Are you serious? That was new for me. That was very new because everyone, yes, I mean everyone else's mind, a cigarette is a drug, yes, but weed somehow is not a drug because it comes from the earth. You are so damn high, you don't know that everything that you smoke comes from the earth. I'll give you something silly and stupid. Even if you smoke a piece of notebook paper, where does paper come from?
Yeah.
Can you answer that for me?
Last time I heard, I don't know if they changed up the recipe,
right.
but it come from a tree.
Yeah, and a tree comes from the ground.
From the earth.
There you go. But the thing is, smoking in general is a sin. It's not about what you smoke. It's just smoking in general is a sin. I don't care if you smoke some goddamn, I don't know, food or bugs or something. I don't know. It's just a goddamn sin. That's what it is. It's a sin. Okay. Like, man, boy, it'd be killing me. But this Negro told me a cigarette is not a drug. I said, you are out of your mind. You are definitely high. You know what I mean? And until I started doing my real research on different like drugs and stuff like that, even a cigarette can get you high. That's why they call it a addiction. It's a nicotine addiction.
Primarily the nicotine.
Yeah, but there's other things that go with it too. But it's still like it's no different than weed.
If I could add something.
Go ahead.
There's always ceremonies around it too that people might look at as nuanced.
Yes.
When you're smoking any drug that you drug that you do, I promise you, any drug that you do, there's like a ritual that goes with it that people might not. They deem kind of normal, whatever, like packing your cigarettes. You got a lot of people that'll flip that one over in the pack.
Yes, yeah.
The way that you're smoking it, when you're smoking it, how you're smoking it. And then take that away from somebody and see how they act.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I used to wonder why people used to do certain things like that as far as the cigarettes.
Yeah, there's a ceremony, there's a tradition, there's a practice that goes with it, with weed, with your crack, with your meth, with your opiums.
Yeah.
People are smoking Percocet pills now.
Yeah.
Pills. Yeah. People are smoking bed bugs to get high.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, because there's something inside of a bed bug that gives off a high.
Yep.
Yeah, but when they bite your ass up, there ain't no high. Your ass itching. You know, it's funny too because even people committed suicide because of bed bugs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like communities committed suicide because of bed bugs, but that's besides the point. And it makes me itch even thinking about it. Good night. Yeah. But also too, they're even making cocaine into a liquid to drink. Oh my goodness!
They turn weed into a powder to snort.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Like boy, like good night. And I mean, all the stories I hear about people who have the cocaine in a liquid form and how they just take like a few shots and they just end up dead, or half the bottle and they just dead. Like good night. Like you put it in a liquid form. Like it wasn't enough to smoke or snort it. You feel me? Like good night. Like you know, it's a precept. It's a precept. We are righteous. I'm paraphrasing. We are righteous in wickedness, but not the other way around. Like we are righteous in wickedness, but not righteous to do the good thing. Righteous to be righteous, but we are righteous in our wickedness as Black and Hispanic and Native Indian people, and we have to do better for ourselves. You know what I mean? We have to do better for our people, otherwise we are going to continue to die. We are going to continue to be the example and the mockery of the face of the earth. How is it that this is supposed to be our place? The Lord gave us the entire earth, but we are not in control of it nor ourselves to possess it. We have to do better.
Right.
Otherwise, Christ will never return. He would never return to us if we don't get our act right. Now, of course, yes, he's going to return, but I mean, it would be glorious if we got our ish together instead of messing around. How glorious would it be that no Israelite gets their head chopped off when Christ returns?
Right.
Now, that's going to be a story for the books.
For real.
For generations and generations. How glorious would it be that you told your children, your grandchildren, hey, man, I was in that generation when Christ returned and I survived. That's beautiful, man. But you can't tell them that if your head chopped off. You can't tell them that. All right? So, yeah, you ready?
Come, if I could, real quick. Shout out to Misha Kelly.
Isaiah.
Oh, that. Oh,
Yeah.
Salaki, sis. Shout out to Azara, Morocco Pot.
Shalom, sis. Shalom, sisters.
That's a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, shalom, sisters.
Yep. How y'all doing? I see Sister Strong on the post today.
She is. I can't keep up with her.
Yeah.
She cool people. Can't keep up with her.
Yeah. Kind, you ready though?
Go.
Yeah, it's like I think we talked enough.
Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 1 in English. Again in the 9th year, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, write thee the name of the day, even of this same day. The king of Babylon set himself against Jerusalem this same day. Verse 3. And utter a parable unto the rebellious house, and say unto them, Thus say Yahweh, set on a pot, set it on.
I'm sorry. Verse 2. Again, if you may.
Okay.
And the sister said, Shalom, Azara. Off a different page.
Oh, all right. That's what's up.
No sweat, sis. No sweat.
You got it.
Yeah. Good.
Verse 2. Son of man, write thee the name of the day, even of this same day. The king of Babylon set himself against Jerusalem this same day.
All right, so when it says, Son of man, write thee the name of the day, meaning bear record this day. Why is the Most High telling Ezekiel to bear record this day? It's because something is about to happen. All right. Now, a lot of times we think, the whole Bible is bear record, as you see. That's why we're studying it. That's why we are reading it and going over it, because everything is being bear record. So this is being written within itself, if that makes sense, right? And because it's important, it's going to teach you something. All right. So keep going.
Okay. And that's why we got the records of Tulsa, Oklahoma, of Wounded Knee, of the Trail of Tears, of Thousand Oaks. This is why we got these records. Now that's what I'm saying. It's too late. The information is out there. We got to record it. Now
the thing is this though, right? Because the most how can I say it? Because of all those white lies that God loves everybody,
right.
The Jewish are the real Jewish people, or real Jews. You know what? Another thing, Salaki. The word Jewish is not in the Bible.
Right.
That's the thing that really blew my mind about coming to the truth. The word Jewish is not in the Bible. So I'm like, damn. So who are these Jewish people? And when you find out, it blows your mind even more. Once again, look, the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks.
That's right.
All right. The oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And if these records was not bear record, then we will believe everybody would be under the influence of Christianity when it comes to our oppressor. So yes, God does love everybody, I guess. Halloween and Christmas is of God. You know what? I'm not black, I'm white. I'm whatever my oppressor tells me. That's us if we don't have these records. Now that we actually have the records that was being misused in the Christian church, now we can identify who we really are and really what's going on around us, in front of you. Yeah, man, I'm ready, man. I'm ready to go to camp, boy.
For real.
I'm ready to go to camp, man. Because boy, they are not hearing us. All right, the whole world has to hear this. The real Jews are black.
That's right.
The word Jewish is not in the Bible.
Right.
All right. You go ahead though.
Verse 3. And utter a parable unto the rebellious house, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, set on a pot, set it on, and also pour water into it.
Now, utter a parable. A parable is so the dictionary is going to tell you what's called. It's going to tell you a spiritual teaching, right? But it's really a wise teaching, all right? We try to stay away from the word spiritual because of the nuts out there who like to play with rocks and crystals and stuff like that. A parable is a wise teaching, so it's a metaphor, allegory, figurative language to express and elaborate on the story, but you should get the bigger picture by the end of it. All right, I mean, like for example, reincarnation. How Paul talked about how you put a seed into a ground and how it grows, and when it dies, the seed comes back to life again. So that's a parable about reincarnation. I'm paraphrasing, of course, right? And that's a topic that we should get back to in a while. I mean, it's been a while. All right, go ahead.
Verse 4. Gather the pieces thereof into it, even every good piece, the thigh and the shoulder, fill it with the choice bones.
I'll stop you right there. Sister said, then them calling the native Indians indigenous creatures. Yeah,
right.
I never referred them to that ever, because I thought that was weird too. You know what I mean? Yeah, they are Israelites. That's it. You know what I mean? Shit. Yeah, they've been here first. This is their land. Okay. Well, but yeah, it's like this is our land. I should say. It's like it's our land. But back to verse 3 when you said the priest said, thus saith the Lord God, set on a pot. So set on a pot, set it on, put a pot on the stove, turn it on, also pouring water into the pot. So this is where the parable starts. Keep going. Verse 4, one more time.
Verse 4. Gather the pieces thereof into it, even every good piece, the thigh, and the shoulder, fill it with the choice bones.
Right. So gather all the things that you're going to make into this pot, all your seasonings, your meat, your vegetables, so on and so forth. Right. It talks about the thigh and the shoulder. Now it doesn't mention which animal, but you get the point of the picture, right? You put the meat in there. You put the seasonings, whatever, and the choice of bones. You know what I mean? And really, all this sounds pretty good, and a lot of flavor. But keep going.
Verse 5. Take the choice of the flock and burn also the bones under it.
Right.
And make it boil well, and let them seethe the bones of it therein.
And let them seethe the bones of it therein. Now that's important. Keep going.
Verse 6. Wherefore thus saith the Lord God, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not going out of it. Bring it out piece by piece. Let no lot fall upon it.
Now, this is what's important. When it says, woe to the bloody city, right? Now, woe to the bloody city is mentioned in other places of the Bible, Habakkuk, I believe 2:12, when it talks about I will oppress her. Woe to the bloody city built with blood, and something else. But anyway, woe is an old English Quaker word that means destruction. So woe is destruction, all right? Woe to the bloody city, so meaning destruction to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein. So in a nutshell, all the things that's in this pot, all the people, all the things that are in this pot are the people who are part of the, is it melting pot?
Maybe like that reference.
Yeah, a melting pot. A melting pot, or, in a sense, all the things that's in this water, in this pot, is boiling, meaning things are going out of control. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever seen a pot? I'm sure everybody's seen it. A pot that's boiling out of control. You know what I mean? It's letting you know that something is going to happen. And usually, if the pot is boiling out of control and it spills over, it's going to catch on fire. You know what I mean? And then the house is on fire, the apartment is on fire, things of that sort, right? Or it boils so much that the water starts to decrease and now the pot burns. You feel me? Now the whole scenario of this is that all the people that are all the rebellious children, or the house of Israel, they have a destruction that's coming to them.
That's right.
Now, I always say this is always going to boil down to something. When a person says something's going to boil down to something, that's not good. All right. So all those reference, something's going to boil down to a bad scenario, a bad thing. There's going to be punishment, judgment. That's why I said also too. Let me see. Woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. So, and whose scum is not gone out of it, meaning if you have not stopped what you are doing as far as the sin, this is what's going to happen. Bring it out piece by piece. Let no lot fall upon it. Now, what is a lot? You remember what a lot is, right? Right. So a lot is like, so you have dice. Back then, the Levites, they would have what is called a lot, which is dice. And they will make a decision a decision based on a counsel or a punishment of what's going to happen to a people. But it says, let no lot fall upon it. Okay? Let me see.
It's like a fucking ass.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also to kind of illustrate, like, y'all don't get to make the choice with this.
Exactly. Yeah. Because the choice is already made.
Right.
And that's the thing about it. The choice is already made. So that's why I said, let no lot fall upon it, because the choice is already made. Okay? And it said piece by piece. So everybody's going to be dealt with piece by piece. All right? Everybody's going to be dealt with. Someone's going to be at your door. Someone's going to be in your city, in your town. And it's not going to be good. Whenever you get a chance to get verse 7.
Okay, verse 7. For her blood is in the midst of her. She set it upon the top of a rock.
There you go.
She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust.
So the precept where it says in Isaiah, they declared their sin as Sodom, meaning that, okay, the ABC community, they are so prideful. And remember that word prideful, because gay pride, right? They are so prideful that they don't give a damn about how disgusting and evil that they are, because of the demons that's on them. And this is pretty much that when it says, she poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust. So meaning this, the food is ruined, right? And you throw it outside and you didn't cover it up in the dirt to where no one can notice.
Yeah.
You let it be shown and known and displayed that this is the damage that was done. Okay, and this is so beautiful, by the way. Damn, that's good writing. You know what I mean? This is so poetic because this is us as Israel. We show our sin, we show our hands filled with blood, and we just don't give a damn. And then we get locked up, then we get out, and we still do it again. Okay? We continue to drug use. We see brothers and sisters die every day because of drug addiction, and we still do it. It don't make sense. All right? Like, come on, man. But there's more to the story, but we are going to stop there unless you want to bring some more stuff out.
It's like, if I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just want to bring up some comparison to verse 7, where it says, for her blood is in the midst of her. She set it upon the top of a rock. She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust. It's like what I'm saying. You know, it's going to keep it exposed. It's going to keep it. It ain't going to let them hide it. So, like, if we go back to verse 36 in chapter 23, the Lord said, moreover unto me, son of man, wilt thou judge a holy in the holy book? Yea, declare unto them their abominations. So again, it ain't something that like that's one beautiful thing about these scriptures, about these records, is that the truth is unbiased. If you were paying attention these past few weeks with Ezekiel, the Lord was talking trash about us. I mean, we were being put to shame. We were talking about every little thing. I mean, leaving no stone unturned. And again, if you look at the style of the writing today, like this would sound, poetic and very articulate. The way that it was delivered, like this is like I got into a battle with these atheists this morning, and the way that I was talking, I wasn't being nice to them. I was being politically correct. I was being politically correct, but I wouldn't be nice about nothing. And yeah, one of these devils trying to say, like, you're supposed to be a man of God, how can you talk like that? I'm like, listen, this, that, and the third. I didn't call nobody out their name either, but I was just speaking rough to them. And that's the same way that these scriptures are written to us. The Lord was checking us.
Right. If I may, how the brother just said, I wasn't calling them out of the name.
Right.
And I was speaking rough with them.
I ain't like that.
You know what I mean? But the Bible does say, Paul said, I may be rude in speech, but not in knowledge. Okay? Not in knowledge. How? Okay. In the knowledge of the scriptures, like it can get a little rude, you know what I mean? But it's not no one cussing you out. But even so, you should get the point of the knowledge and understanding of the Bible. I mean, you gotta understand this. You know what I mean? Christ called a white woman a bitch, a dog. We all know what a dog is. When you call somebody a dog, you're saying that they are a bitch. You know what I mean? So that's not far-fetched. So yes, he wasn't calling nobody out of their name. Now, there's a time and place for that, right? But at the same time, Paul did say, I may be rude in speech, but not in knowledge. You feel me? And that should let you know that his knowledge is on point. But you focus on the delivery, you're not seeing the knowledge.
Right. Right.
And sometimes you have to speak to a person in a way that they understand, which is rude speech. All right? You know what I mean? You dumb bitch. You don't know that the Jews are black? You don't know that Christ is black? Some people, you got to get on their level.
Right.
But in a more intelligent way than them. So that way they can see. All right. But anyway, so I just want to say that because when you said that, that's what popped in my head immediately. And I love that precept too.
And that's how it carried itself out. Now that was because of the treatment that I was being given by those other people in that room. There were some of them that I had a nice clean cut conversation with. I didn't have to talk to like that. There's other people that it's like, no, you got to get treated now. And yeah, like I was saying, time and place for everything. Be wise about it. You ain't got to be flagrant and vulgar and for no damn reason. Mm-hmm. I was matching the energy that I was given.
Right. There you go.
And they expect. And we're talking about atheists right here in this circumstance. They are expecting men of God to sound like your typical Christians.
Exactly.
Lord. My Lord,
I knew you was gonna say that.
Gee golly,
right?
well, how like all prim and proper and weak. They ain't never heard a brother holding up the Bible talking about, listen, man, God damn that. Like we ain't the brothers didn't play around like this. Again, if you're paying attention,
it's like you know what's also very rude and harsh, but it's justified when the Lord said in 2nd Ezra, 6 to 56 chapter, 6 and 56. I want to say when the Lord said that the other nations are like spittle to him,
yeah,
like a little drop at the barrel. That's rude. That's very harsh.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.
That's very rude and harsh, but there's knowledge to that. What is the knowledge? We are not like the other people. God does not love everybody. He has a chosen people.
Yeah.
That's rude. That's harsh. Ooh, but anyway,
verse 6, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein.
That's rude. That's harsh.
That's rough.
That's tough.
They talking about you.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying, brother? They talking about us.
Your feelings hurt right now.
It should be.
If
you didn't,
you finna cry.
Yeah, if you didn't understand it,
damn, you probably need some tissue.
He didn't say nothing nice.
Damn.
There was nothing nice in there at all. And whose scum is not going out of it. You calling us scum. That's not a nice word. If we were to say that today, you are a scum. I said and when I was in the room today, and then they kind of corrected me on this too, because I wasn't very clear with my intention on it. I said like I think y'all straight trash. I think y'all straight garbage. I was talking about their understanding of the Bible, their philosophy, their theology, even being atheists, their theology. That's what I was referring to, but I did not articulate it as such, and it came out as me just calling them straight garbage. That's the same, and I cannot. That room blew up after I said that. Everybody jumped off their mic. How dare you? You can't talk like blah blah blah. And then again, that one woman was talking about like you're supposed to be a man of God. I'm shocked that you're saying this type of stuff to us. I'm like, let's get used to it. Like this is nothing. And for a lot of them, sensitive people, like listen, if that's your problem, like if that's disrespectful to you, you got a lot worse things to worry about in life. Like the things that we say, priests and prophets of the Lord, according to this Bible, and we are being scripturally accurate with this, with our presentation.
Right.
If that's your problem, if you can't handle that, listen, man. When your shot come back, man, don't worry about the words that he's saying,
because he ain't gonna say nothing.
It's gonna be a wrap.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna have to worry about blocking nobody on Clubhouse ever again.
Right.
Like we're gonna take that off the table for you completely. It'll never be a thought in your head again. People gotta I keep on telling people, not just these guys, but even Christians and other so-called Israelites. Y'all got taught Christianity. Even as Israelites, y'all know Christianity. You don't know the Bible. You don't know the culture of Israel. So I mean, definitely shout out to Kyrie Irving and Kanye West for having the courage to jump out the window like that. But you ain't got to be alone in this.
Right.
I know it's like, I mean, we ain't millionaires and nothing like that, but let's be brothers.
Right.
Like we hold you down.
We can care less about your status. It's about the Lord at the end of the day. And the thing is this though, you can have all the fame and fortune if you serve the Lord, if the Lord sees fit for you to be in that type of world, and it's clear you are in that world because of the Lord. You know what I mean? But at the same time, though, like yes, you are successful and things of that sort. But at the same time, like you have to know how to battle in that environment. You know what I mean? You have to know how to deal with those type of things. But in order to do that, you have to come into the truth.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
Well, I'll backtrack. I wouldn't really say the Lord gave them that necessarily, because I wouldn't necessarily say the Lord really gave them that. I would just say that that's their life that they're living, but at the same time, you are not serving the Most High, because I'll say someone like King Solomon. King Solomon served the Lord, and he was a rich man. And he was very rich because of his wisdom and his father, of course. His father and his wisdom is really what got him in a position that he was in, but his father first. You know what I mean? But he was so wise, so very, very wise. You know what I mean? But the thing is, when you serve the Lord, like we are more rich than these famous people. You want to know why? Because we have brotherhood.
That's right.
That makes us rich.
That's right.
If this brother got $10 and I got $10, we got $20.
We got 20.
We $20 rich.
20 bones.
You feel me? Like, come on, like when we come together, we are rich. And like, come on, like nobody in UPK is billionaires, millionaires. All right. And we got all these cookouts where we provide everything for the cookouts.
Yeah.
And we feed the communities, and we don't accept no donation. We don't ask for anything.
Donations are accepted, but yeah, we don't.
Yeah. I mean,
certainly don't push
meaning this, like, we don't ask for nothing in return.
Yeah,
you feel me? It's, as far as that. And I was gonna say that.
You can still donate.
Yeah. I mean, donations definitely is accepted, but like at the same time, we don't ask for nothing. And we do this all the time, every year, almost dinner every month. All right, dinner every month. We do this, like we provide all this food that we have. We gather all of, we pay out of our own pockets, our hard-working money, and we give it to the community, the homeless, those that don't have much. You know what I mean? Like those that just walking down the street that haven't ate today. Like we provide for our community.
Right.
For the Black, Latino, Native Indian communities, man. But what is your Christian pastor doing? They're taking the money and not giving it back to you, in the sense of paying your bills, paying your rent, like putting clothes on your back. You feel me? Like putting food in your crib. Don't you know, in the ISUK we have a food program. I mean, I see brothers all the time who post pictures about the food program and how they had to get a deep freezer,
right,
because it was too much food that was sent over to them. I'm like, damn, that is amazing. The food program has too much damn food to the point that you got to get a deep freezer for the food. Come on, man. Commander Johanna, he feeds his people.
That's right.
He feeds his people. Don't forget that. But meanwhile, your Christian pastors who've been very quiet, like a church mouse, hasn't said anything lately.
Right.
In the past couple of months to damn near a year, they haven't said nothing at all about the recent current events that's been going on concerning Black, Latinos, and Native Indians, or Native Americans, you know what I mean? Because I know that, is a little sensitive, you know what I mean? But, you get the point. Nobody has said anything, all right? But once again, man, this is the ISUPK under Commander Junior Honda, ISUPK Minnesota, all right? Once again, if you have any questions or concerns as far as counsel, you can call us. The number is actually on the screen, 612-524-9544. Otherwise, isupk.org to pay your tithes. We have an event coming up November 18th.
November 18th from 1 to 5 in Keshena, Wisconsin. Was it W20? Damn, so lucky.
That's what, take your time. It's going to be 2 weeks from now, November 18th on a Friday. All right. And I would say, since it's November, you might as well, get some coats on, some mittens, gloves, hat, something. It's going to be a little cold out there. But there's actually going to be a lot of very great events going on that same day. Okay. That you do not want to miss. It's not showing right now.
No, just other things that I did not do before. So, like your sister, if you could put that address, Maraka, put that address in the chat for the people. So it's going to be in Keshena, Wisconsin, on the Menominee Reservation. It's going to be, and unfortunately, we're going to be rocking outside again because nobody wanted to. All right, so like I got the location here. So West 2818 Warrington Road, Keshena, Wisconsin, 54135. Any questions, comments, or concerns? If you have any donations you'd like to offer, you can contact 708-566-7484. Contact them via email, ISUPK-GAD-RESERVE. That's ISUPK-GAD-RESERV@gmail.com. Follow us on ISUPK Res on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. ISUPK Reservations on YouTube. So on November 18th, between 1 and 5 p.m., it is going down. I think we got about 5 cities converging on the res.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like to show a force of brotherhood up there, and because we got it's like because we got to go outside and do this because. And this like I don't necessarily fault the people for this. Oh yeah, the GoFundMe, Salaki. You got the GoFundMe too. You can contact. I don't know how can we throw this link on there. You just type that for them.
Yeah.
On the GoFundMe. Yeah. So if you go to the GoFundMe, if you go to GoFundMe.com and then you search up second annual winter gear giveaway, you can make donations for that through the GoFundMe accounts.
That's right. Yeah.
And so I mean, last year we got met with a blizzard that didn't stop it. You know, brothers came out there in the cold, in the freezing cold, and still put the work in.
That's right.
Lord, allow the weather to be a little bit more forgiving, or it's like the Lord will be a little bit more lenient with the weather on us.
Right.
And just because the lack of brotherhood on the res, you know, why we got to do this outside again. And I ain't trying to bash the brothers and sisters on the res that had the power to, host this event in their facilities. Is everybody's scared. Once we start saying "Thus saith the Lord," once they see the fringes and the leather and the braids and the buckles and the studs and all that and the beards, they get weary about it. We just trying to let y'all know, man. Like this ain't nothing you gotta be afraid of. We can't even give stuff away without getting in trouble. We can't give stuff to the people for free without being looked at weird, without getting blackballed and without getting ostracized by our own people.
Right.
That happens in the Black and Hispanic neighborhoods too. It ain't just with the First Nation peoples. Just this is something that they're getting used to at large. But we got Native, we got First Nation, Indigenous brothers and sisters in the school right now. So just to let you know, like you're not alone in this. We in this thing together. So we're gonna see y'all in just under 2 weeks. And yeah, man, let's get it in. It's time to go.
All right. Well, with that being said,
Ahmad Young speaking to the populace of the people. That's the plural anytime. If y'all been paying attention, they give Lashwan Kadash class with Maccabi and Hazahab and Morale, all the brothers. On the West Coast too, man. You can find us Monday through Friday. Monday, classes all over the place. 7 days a week, 8 days a week.
That's right.
900, days a year. Sometimes we do too much.
God.
Turn to face the east. We'll say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Again, you can find it in Matthew chapter 6, verses 8 through 13. Now, Sabbath Shema, Radash, Hayat, Shamkat, Yahweh, Lakukat, Taba'ah, Radazaka, Hayat, Aisha, Ba'aratazak, Kawa, Hayat, Ba'ashemai, Nathananal, Lakam, Ko, Yawon, Basalaknanal, Kabawatnal, Kasalaknal, Kabawatnal, Mala'at, Tabiano, Sawan, Abal, Awshana, Mayan, Right, Kaya, Maka, Amlakwa, Wa'al, Wata Para, Laulam, Aman.
In English, our Father,
which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh,
thy kingdom come,
thy
will be done
on earth,
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day,
our daily bread. Give us our debts, we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayani, Ahari, Ma'ayan, Yaba'ah, Azari,
Ma'an, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Barakazah, Al Yatan, Lamwa, Bagog, Al Yanawam, Shamak, Hana, La'a, Yanawam, Wala'a, Yayashan, Shawamah, Yashal, Yahweh, Shamak, Yahweh, Tazal, Ariyah, Yamyan, Yamam, Ashma, La'a, Yakata, Barak, Layla, Yahweh, Yashamak, Kara, Yashamak, Atapashki, Yahweh, Yashamak, Taza'at, Wabuak, Maita, Why? Allah.
In English, I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes
to the hills.
To the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help comes from the
My
Lord.
help comes from the Lord,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be
Do
moved.
not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Yasha'al
he that keepeth Yasha'al
shall neither slumber nor
shall neither
sleep.
slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all
The
evil.
Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going
The
out
Lord shall preserve thy going out
and from thy coming in.
and from thy coming in.
From this time forth,
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and forevermore. Prayer for the Hikak in Hebrew. Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Baruch Kushah. Thundernav. Hikak. Hikak. La Rufa'ah. Call my Salat. Or call my Dawah. Hikak. La Tahar. Hawa Tazar. Hikak. La Hakim. Matthew. Hikak. Al Rakawat. Al Tamal. Garsha. Bashem Yahushua. Duadama.
In English, Yahweh.
I was about to repeat that part too. It's like Yahweh.
In the name of
In
Yahushua,
the name of Yahushua.
please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the leper.
Power to cleanse the leper.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean
To
spirits.
cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. For the blessed Israel and the evil. Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Barak Lanav.
Barak
Wayashal.
Yashab.
Wabayat.
Abaya.
Sapari.
Sapari.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapa'ah.
Rafa'ah.
Magun.
Gun.
Hagun.
Gun.
At this time, say the name of the Lord once, and we'll repeat that name once. If you're still with us on social media, you can type in the name of the Lord once, we'll send the prayers up with you.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
I HK Minnesota.
As you became them so. Israel at school UPK.
It's like CDK.
All of Israel.
All of Israel.
Bashem Yahushua.
Hashem Yahushua.
Duadama.
In English, Lord, name Yahushua.
Lord, name Yahushua.
Bless us in Yasha'al.
Bless us in Yasha'al.
In the school.
In the school.
Bless.
Bless.
Shield.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
Love.
I love them.
In the name of
In
Yahushua.
the name of Yahushua.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Allahayim.
Alahai.
Al-Dam Yahushua.
Adam Yahushua.
Al-Takurat.
Atakarat.
Al-Tashquat.
Atasquat.
Yahana.
Yahana.
Wabika. Yahama Yawan.
Yamiwan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Amak.
Mak.
Ya'aywa Yamu.
Yar Yom.
Sawad.
Sawat.
Wayata Yaitazwa.
Mayaka. Tajwa.
Al-Tazwa Panika.
Out of the pumpkin.
Amaru.
Amar.
Lakwa. What a cactus. Lakwa. Al-Tazwa Panika.
Oh, yeah, out of the pumpkin.
Amaru.
Amar.
Lakwa.
Nakawat.
What a kakidan.
Kakidan.
Magawi.
Magali.
Wala Yazakor.
I is called.
Samya Shal.
Sa'al.
Awad.
I want.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa Aitazwa.
Now, task.
Labat.
Ba.
Yakadwa.
Kat.
Yak.
Yeah.
Bayak.
Baraya.
Yakarat.
Rat.
Ahalgi.
Hon.
Arawam.
Amon.
Waya Shemai Alayam.
Ayashma Alayam.
Mawaba. Bahagari.
Gari.
Gabor.
Bob.
Wambawan. Wambalak.
Lot.
Shak.
Kalisha.
Amishabi.
Kalisha.
Dazawar.
Tazawar.
Gamashu.
Namashu.
Nalwa.
Nawa.
Amon.
Amon.
Haywa.
Nawa.
Zarwa.
Sarawat.
Labani Lawak.
Nawa.
Salat.
Lot.
Ashalaham.
Ashalaham.
Kamadi.
Mas.
Kasiyah Sara'ah.
Kazia Sarawat.
Kayabni.
Kaya.
Banako.
Nakor.
Boyashwan.
Yashwan.
Nashamaru.
Shema.
Bayandar.
Bayanda.
Haywa.
Nawa.
Daman.
Daman.
Badam. Shatamu, Nariyamawa, Karab, Wakizaabu, Wakizabak, Wakizormanai, Paul Nasai Come, Ashar, Amaru, Nayawasha, Nanwa, Nawa, Alahaya, Alahaya, Shatamu, Kagola, Wash, the Panyurata, Kaash, the Bari Iowa, Wakalahab, Talahat, Haryam, Kantaradak, Asara, Possible Path, Dabalam, Malaa, Panyahum, Qualwan, Wayabakwash, Shumka, Yahawah, Yabashwa, Wayabahaw, Adi, Wayakapar, Wayabad, Wayadai, Gayata, Shumka, Yahawah, Labaka, Aliwan, God, Haratazah.
In English, do not go outside.
Oh, Yahweh.
Hold not that peace. Be not still. Oh, Yahweh. Below. Thy enemies make a tumult. And they that hate thee. Have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel. Against thy people. And consulted against thy hidden one. They have said, Come. Let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Yahshua may be no more in remembrance. But they have consulted together. One consent. They are confederate against the tabernacles of Edom. And the Ishmaelites. Moab. And the Hagarenes. Baal. And Amalek. The Philistines, the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Known to them as to the Midianites. As the sister. As the Jabin. At the brook Kison. Which bears at Endor. It became as done for the earth. Make the nobles like a reed. Like to eat. Yea. All the princes as a bot. And as a moon. Who said, let's say to ourselves, the house of Yahweh in possession. Oh my God. Actually, oh my power. Make it like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. As the flames set the mountains on fire. So first with them with thy temple. And make them afraid with thy stone. Fill the face with shame. Let me seek thy name. O Lord. Let's be confounded in trouble forever. Yea. Let us be put to shame and perish. That men may know that thou.
That men may know that thou.
Whose name alone is Yahweh. Art the most high over all the earth. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things live. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Listen to us now. Right now. So he was the curse. Punishment and destruction. To the heathen. That speak against us. Like prophet. The teacher. The princes. The priests. There's like brothers. In the school. So he was the curse. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose. The treasure of the rich of Israel. Refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. Into thy sanctuary. He was a curse. Punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. And the nation. And the drug them. Courses. Prisons. Land parenthood. All the governments of our enemies. Amalekites to the gods in arms. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation. Skinhead. Fatimitas. Gay. Lesbians. Spies. Works of witchcraft. That's a space program. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marine. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. Give an action channel. And the radio channel. Convict the spirit of any of thy people. That seek to stop. Bring swift destruction. To all that stand in the way. I try to stop. Broadcast your word. Throughout the planet Earth. Let lose all the plague. Cause to go to and fro. To the earth and consume. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murder. Let Yahweh shine. Michael and Gabriel. Down to flying saucers. Punish all that come up against us. As we speak thy word. Because we know about all. That is the angels that done. Cause it to spread through the media. Throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake out that come. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you always. So be it. Yahweh Shem Shepherd. Slide. Yahweh Shem Shepherd. Rakia.
Yahweh Shem Shepherd. Yeah. So for the front.